Good morning, everyone. A very warm welcome to the 10th and final day of our GYAN program. It's hard to believe how quickly these enriching days have passed. Each session, each discussion, and each practical experience has added a new dimension to our understanding and learning. Before we move ahead with today's schedule, let's take a quick look back at what we explored yesterday. Our first lecture focused on vending machine foods, evaluation of nutritional composition, where we learned how convenience foods are assessed for their nutritional quality and how they can impact our dietary habits. The second lecture, titled Factors That Most Influence the Choice for Fast Food in Higher Education Students, helped us understand the behavioral and environmental aspects that guide food preferences among young adults. Later, we had an insightful industrial visit for a hands-on training on the development of millet-based products. This experience provided us with practical exposure to innovative food processing techniques and the increasing importance of millets in sustainable nutrition. And now, as we step into the final day of this journey, we have an equally engaging schedule ahead. Our first lecture for the day is on vending machines and university students' consumption trends, which will shed light on the evolving food habits and choices among the student community. The second lecture is on Green Restaurant Assessment, a tool for evaluation and classification of restaurants considering sustainability indicators. The session will introduce us to sustainability based evaluation frameworks and their importance in today's food service sector. After the lecture, we will move on to a tutorial session titled Classroom Discussion on the Role of Food Handlers in Improving Food Quality and Confidence of the Final Consumer. This interactive session will help us reflect on the practical aspects of maintaining food quality and consumer trust. Finally, we will conclude the day and the program with the valedictory function marking the closing ceremony of this wonderful and fruitful Gyan journey. So without further delay, let's begin our first session of the day. We are once again delighted to have with us Dr. Antonio Rapso, who will be delivering the lecture on vending machines and university students' consumption trends. So please join me in welcoming Dr. Antonio on stage to begin today's first lecture. Thank you, sir.
Good morning and welcome you to our this 10th day and final day of our course. I hope you are enjoying it so much as I am. And in this first session of this 10th day, we will final our discussion regarding the vending machines and the university students' behavior regarding the consumption of foods from these machines. We have already seen the food safety aspects related with these foods. Then we studied the nutritional composition of the foods that are sold from these machines, and now we will see the behaviors and what real what in really the consumers buy from these machines. What are the consumption trends regarding these food products? I will pass these two slides very quickly because we have already know that Japan is the world leader and Spain one of the European leaders in this sector. Foods are sold in more than half of all products that are commercialized in these machines. And we can say that these vending machines reflect the good availability and suitability of food and beverages in the Western society, and of course in many of these environments that you have already learned about, in the schools, workplaces, and health centers. And we already know that some of these places, the availability of alternative foods and beverages may be limited. So, based on this, and providing healthy, varied foods in such machines is very important to counteract the fact that some studies have reported which have documented that most vending machines are typically stocked with food and beverages that are rich in energy but low in nutrients. So, what have we done in this research? The main goal was the examination of consumption frequency, body weight, degree of satisfaction, and food habits of vending machine users by interviewing 620 university students from the Gran Canaria Island in Spain and another location in Portugal called Monte Caparica, where this study was conducted. And the questionnaire was completed by the participants, which gathered data on degree course and year, age, sex, weight, age, and also the frequency of use of vending machines, the most consumed foods, the level of satisfaction, and also the new proposals for food to be provided by the machines that users would like to see and they haven't available. So regarding the results, we saw that the most notable result was that the majority of the student population used food in vending machines, and more than half use it occasionally, for example, once a week or less frequently. So, in general, the Spanish population, Spanish study population, we verified in this population a higher prevalence of overweight and obesity compared with the Portuguese. And it should also be noted that daily use of vending machines was greater in Spain than in Portugal. And with this, we can use these results to improve dietary behavior in the study populations, which is the university students, both in Spain and Portugal. And if take into consideration that many students consume or replace food with vending machine daily or several times per week, so and why did we include these two countries? That is that the food habits of both countries are quite similar, and they are geographically linked, as well as Gran Canaria has a very strong Portuguese influence on its food culture due to the Portuguese participation in the conquest and later the colonization of these islands. Here we can see the first data from the obtained results. This is regarding the personal data from the participants according to their gender, and we see that the body mass index, we can include them in a normal weight. The most of the inquiries were normal weight with slightly difference. Of course, we have also some ones with overweight significantly number with more than 20%. Here, we divided the behavior and options on use these vending machines according to gender, and we can see some differences. First, regarding the frequency of vending machine users, you can see that more than an half consume foods from vending machines once a week or less. The meal replacement, what this means that individuals replace one of their main meals, for example, lunch or dinner, for foods purchased from vending machines. And this happens once a week or less, 25%. And then the food available in the vending machines, which was the most preferred foods that people buy from vending machines. And here can also see some different results, many chocolates and also coffee, tea, salty products, water, soft drinks. Regarding the opinion that people showed about the food vending machines, with curious, we found that the degree satisfaction is better than we thought. So in a 10-point scale, people valued as 6. So we can consider that people are generally satisfied, and pointed out the nutritional value as the worst factor, the worst result regarding this. And when we ask about the foods that wish to be available, which to be seen available in the machines, that they are not, people, most of them with difference, with more than 40%, stated out that fruit was the most desirable food item to be seen, wish to be seen in the machines. We then also make this division according to the body mass index and to the weight status. We divide into normal weight, overweight, and obesity to see the frequency of use of vending machines, and we see that the obese individuals use more these vending machines than the other ones, The frequency of meal replacement also we found greater results in this weight status. And regarding the personal opinion about the food vending machines, we found similar values between the different weight status. The personal opinion is also quite similar. And then in the foods wish to be seen in the machines, we we found interesting values regarding fruit that was also the most desirable fruit between in all different weight status, which is obese, overweight, or normal weight. Now, a comparison between Portugal and Spain. The weight status is quite similar. We have normal weight in both populations, and the frequency of use of machines. We see that in Spain, individuals are more keen to buy foods from these machines. One of the reasons, of course, is at the time of this study, the food vending machine industry is more developed in Spain, and Spain is one of the greatest potencies in the food vending machine industry, rather than Portugal. In Portugal, it is not so developed like in Spain, and they have more easy convenience to access these foods in Spain than in Portugal. So this also is reflected when we ask people if they buy products, if they buy foods from vending machines. If you have more opportunities, if you have more machines where you can buy these products, it is more probable that you will say yes, I consume more of these products, and this was what happened, and we can see this in the frequency of use. And regarding the frequency of meal replacement, the same. We see, for example, that in Portugal, no one answered that to make this replacement in a daily basis, and in Spain, we found someone that answered in that way. And then in the other frequencies, times also several times a week, once a week, we see also similar results with more frequency use of these vending machines than in Portugal. Interesting. We see that the punctuation made by the personal opinion of food vending machines is also quite similar. That both populations evaluated very similar. And then the food available in the machines, we see that water has greater results in Spain, and similar to the other products. Also, this also a result because the same question of we have more vending machines in Spain than in Portugal, and which was the food preferable that people would like to see in the machines. And once again, fruit both in Portugal and Spain are the same. Portugal is on the left column, and Spain on the right, and you see that these values are very similar, with 47.7% of the Portuguese students wanted to see fruit, and 44.4% wanted to see also fruit available in the machines. So what can we conclude from this? That most of the studied population was normal weight, and more than half, 50.8%, stated that they ate food from vending machines once per week or less frequently, and this frequency increased in obese and overweight consumers. We emphasize that more than half, 55.5% of the participants were studying degrees in health science, physical education, and sport. So, in theory, we can see that they should have more knowledge on nutrition and lack of healthy options in vending machines. So, they are studying some related topics on their careers. And generally, it is important to highlight that 66.7% of the obese users of vending machines were frequent users daily or several times a week. And this was an interesting difference and a huge difference we observed in our study. That 66%, 67% of these obese users were frequent users of these vending machines foods. In Portugal, we found many more frequent users than in Spain, and regarding weight status, we stress that almost 29% of obese subjects replaced daily or several times per week a main meal with food from vending machines, and this value gradually lowered for overweight and normal weight users. Portugal and Spanish rated the vending machine industry can say positively in a grade of 6 out of 10, and fruit was the food that the respondents suggested to be made available in vending machines that they can't see it. They are not available to buy because it is not dispensed in the machines, and they answered they wished to see the fruit included within the machines, with 42% of the respondents in both countries, being Spain or Portugal, requesting this food item. And in this study was carried out in two different universities, Spain and Portugal, and of course is not representative of all university students in these countries, but can indicate it can be indicative of current consumption behaviors, consumption habits of healthy foods and food habits regarding the foods available in these devices, in these vending machines. So for this reason, the findings we have from the present study, present research, can be used to stimulate the development of environment interventions that focus on vending machines to improve healthy food habits in university students. So we urge researchers worldwide to consider and to conduct similar researches in their respective countries, and the availability of healthy foods and beverages in vending machines, as well as food policies that foster healthful food choices among students, need to pay more attention. And scientific studies should support policies with a potential benefit to public health, despite the fact that their implementation may be potentially difficult. And it is our work as health professionals, as academics, to of course to undertake some studies similar to this one, and then to show the results to the policymakers, to the governments, and try to change something in the people's lives. So that's the main reason why we investigate, why we make these publications, is to make governments or awareness of the responsibility of changing things, of course, with our help, with interventions and programs adapted to the populations. But it is responsibility of us, academic stakeholders, and also of the responsibility of the consumers. I also bring here some results of another study. This is in also a systematic review that systematized some results of other studies similar to this one. I can let's see the conclusions of these studies. We have one study by Arashimi here that concluded common beverage found in evaluated vending machines or flavored water, sugar sweetened beverage, and plain water. Another one in schools where nutrition policies were implemented to improve the nutrition quality of vended food items, the nutrition quality of students' dietary intake improved. So we can see the importance of this application of some nutrition policies. Another study concluded that an almost exclusive selection of high-calorie and or low nutrition value snacks were found in evaluated machines. Other conclusion, following an intervention to improve the nutrition value of snacks and beverages in vending machines in an hospital, the percentage of healthy snacks and healthy beverage increased from 29% to 51 and 0 to 26% respectively. Another study found that the majority of snacks and beverages found in evaluated vending machines were not nutrient dense, were very rich in calories, but regarding their content in macronutrients was not relevant. Another study by Callaghan et al. Found that overall vending machine sales declined after the implementation of intervention that replaced 50% of vending machine slots with healthier snacks. So This show us that it is not only to forbid, to limit the access or to replace what people are more accustomed to buy from vending machines and put there healthier options. If there is no kind of education of sessions of interventions, what happened here is that people stop to buy foods from vending machines. Another another conclusion during a price from another study during a price reduction and increased promotional signage intervention, low-fat snacks sales were increased, and during a price reduction and promotional signage intervention, low-fat snacks increased, and the median percentage of low-fat snacks found in evaluated vending machines was 35%, but mostly due to a large number of hard candy items. This is another strategy that this researcher French and their collaborators try to make. And of course, when you relate the price with availability of these food items, people will search for the lowest price items, and of course, this worked very well. Another study by these investigators found that during this price reduction and increased healthy snack and beverage availability intervention, healthy product sales significantly increased. But I think this is a little obvious when you reduce the price and reduce the price of healthier options, and at the same time you increase the price of the other options or even limit the access. It is expected that we see an increase in the consumption of these healthier options. Uh, One interesting or not so interesting data is that after this intervention, this study, when the prices were then normalized, of course, people then start to buy again the not so healthy food products. Another study conducted by Jamil and Cortugna found that the majority of the snacks and beverages sold in vending machines were of minimal nutritional value in line with the other researches. Another study following an implementation of healthy beverage policy in vending machines in schools, around 80%, in this case 78.8% of evaluated beverages were found to be in compliance with food policy. Another study found that overall evaluated in vending machines, 84% of slots contain the high energy snacks and beverages. You can see that the conclusions and the evaluation of the profile and the foods found in the machines are quite similar. Another study concluded that during a price reduction, increased promotional signage, and increased healthy product availability intervention, the proportional sales of healthy snacks and beverages increased. Cubic et al. Found that low nutrient, energy dense snack and beverage prevalence was high in evaluated vending machines. Another one. Across all evaluated vending machines, more than 80% of snacks and 75% of beverages were classified as unhealthy. And another study found that only 3%, 3.6% of surveyed students reported purchasing healthier snacks and beverages from vending machines. Another one, that the majority of snacks and beverage offers evaluated in machines were high in calories and high in fat. Another conclusion, during an increased promotional signage and healthy product availability intervention in hospital, participant perception and knowledge regarding healthy vending products improved and increased respectively. And another one, following an intervention to improve the nutritional value of snacks, beverages in vending machine in schools, the percentage of healthy snacks and beverages increased from 22% to 84% and 48 to 98% respectively. So these are great and interesting values. And finally, the study conducted by Winston and collaborators evaluating the vending machines that received an average of 33% of total possible points of healthfulness, indicating that vending machines are not conducive to a healthy nutrition environment. So we can see, generally speaking, and making a global overview and a global analysis from these results, that they are quite similar, of course, with different strategies, but generally we see that the foods available in these machines haven't an adequate nutritional profile, and some kind of interventions can be effective in modulate the habits of consumption of people regarding these food vending machines. Here we can see a study that compared the foods available in the vending machines, but also with other dining locations and venues, and that was the coffee and bagel shop, the food court, and the dining hall. And we can see that the vending machines are not the worst environment at all when compared with other environments. So the problem is not the machines, is not the vending machines, is the habits, the routines of the individuals, and is what we introduce in the machines, what it is within these machines. You see, for example, that we have sugar. If we analyze, we have in the coffee and bagel shop more than the double that we find in vending machines. Of course, we have better options, but in Saudi speaking, also the vending machines was where we found lowest quantities, lowest amounts of sodium in their products when compared with the other venues this study analyzed. So the total fat is not the worst. We have the food court and the coffee and bagel shop with worse results regarding the total quantity of fat and saturated fat. So the problem is not always the vending machines, the food vending machines, but of course what we want, what are the perceptions and the behaviors of the population, and what is available in these devices. Thank you very much, and please let me know once again your point of view and your questions about this topic that we finalized here, this discussion about the vending machines and the food available there, the behaviors of the population regarding the consumption of food vending products. So let me know, what do you think about this?
Uh, Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
It is a very informative lecture.
Sorry,
Uh,
can you speak louder?
it is very informative lecture
Thank you.
uh, for vending machine. I would like to ask, in your university or your campus, which types vending machine you use in daily life in your campus?
In my campus,
Yes.
at this time, the most success, can you say, vending machine is the hot ring vending machines, and I believe at this moment that are the most available vending machines. We have already some snack vending machines, but at this moment, if I'm not thinking wrong, the only available machines we have inside the campuses are the hot ring vending machines that are those machines that sell most. But in the other campus, we see also, and I know other campus that have another vending machines of some, for example, vending machines selling biological products, organic food products, and also included sandwiches and some kind of snacks. And but the hot vending machines, because of special the selling of coffee, we drink a lot of coffee and are the machines that sell most. So people in the middle of the morning, in the early morning when they arrive, in the afternoon, are always drinking coffee, and it is easier and faster to get these drinks from the vending machine than go to establishment or to a canteen or a coffee shop. So they go to the vending machine, insert the coin, and get the coffee. So it is the machines that have more success is the hot drinks vending machines. Not only coffee they have also hot chocolate, tea. But regarding our habits, the coffee is the most preferable drink people consume from there.
I have one question more. Uh, uh, Nowadays technology is very advanced. Okay, can be cost cutting for this vending machine? It is easily available for every campus, yeah, every university, every society also. It is.
It can be. It depends, of course, the kind of products that we will include on the machine. For example, here we can think in a kind of machine with vegetarian food items. Why not? And also with tea, we can include tea in the machines that people, I think, would like to have from the machines. But then, of course, to see the cost effectiveness of that. If I invest on those devices and they have consumption, if people go there to buy, I think it can be very feasible and also profitable and lucrative for the companies to implement the machines. Why not? Why not? It will depend, of course, what you will include inside the machine, and this should be, of course, adapted to the habits of consumption of the population. But I think it could be effective. It's a question to see the price, what I need to make the initial investment in buying the machine, in terms of costs of electricity, and then you can have a device or more than one device in your place of work in the university campus, working 24 hours per day, with options that people are accustomed also to buy in other establishments, or that sometimes they need to go even outside the campus or make some distance to get those items. And with the machines, that could be an advantage. Why not? Why not?
Okay, thank you, sir.
Just thinking.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
So my question is, the study found more frequent vending use in Portugal than in Spain. So what socio-economic and environmental factor could explain this difference?
The difference between Portugal and Spain regarding
Use of vending machine.
user vending machines. As I said, in the time this study was conducted, and I can say also at this moment, the food vending machine industry is much more developed in Spain than in Portugal, and there are much more machines, and this ratio machine per citizen, it is much higher in Spain than in Portugal. So some of the surveyed people in Portugal, they simply don't use the vending machines, or in a very few frequency. In Spain, at the time of this study was developed, in this particular region, there are vending machines across the streets, not only in the campuses but in the malls, supermarkets, and in Portugal, not so frequently that people see the vending machines. That is why and the reason we found these differences.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Sir, good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Sir, in that study, there was quite a number of students who were never using the vending machines.
In Portugal, I think.
Yes, sir. So, is there any particular reason? Was it?
That's what I told to your colleague, that in some cases people, they simply don't have contact with vending machines, or this contact was very few, and people don't buy. We didn't ask that to the people. This is some interpretation that we can make. But for example, in all faculties, on all departments in Spain, there are a lot of kinds of vending machines and different kinds of vending machines. For example, in Spain, we have vending machines selling ice creams. Of course, this in the summer can work well there. In Portugal, we didn't have those kinds of machines, for example. and the options are very much more present, and they are higher in Spain in this context than in Portugal. So these reasons can lead us to think that the consumption and the frequency of use of vending machines in Spain was higher than in Portugal. We didn't try to find those explanations in depth, but we can suppose that is one of the reasons.
So one more thing was in that list, they all of them stated fruits and yogurt in terms of
No.
prices.
That list was the foods that they wish to see available in the machines. Okay. Yes. Fruits, yogurts. Yes. But it was interesting that we convinced the company of vending machines in Spain to make an experience of introducing a fruit item, or an apple. I think they introduced, or a pear, or even a banana, join with the sandwich that they already sold in the machine, and for the same price. So people wouldn't pay more for that sandwich and can take the sandwich and the piece of fruit at the same time. And what happened, interestingly or not so interestingly, depends on the point of view, people take the sandwich and leave the fruit in the vending machine. So this is kind of controversial. We are saying that we want that food, and that gives reasons to the company to say why I will introduce fruits or these perishable items that, of course, we stock the vending machine, and if people don't take the piece of fruit in 1-2 days, the oxidation and, of course, the shelf life will not be more extended. But people, in fact, when we evaluate their behavior in locus in situ, we see that so where is the perhaps, or for not so lucky, the people that did that was not one of those that said that wish to see fruit available, but perhaps it could be, because one thing is what we say, and what we really know, that we should eat more fruits, more healthy, more yogurts, more healthy choices available in the machines. But the other is when we are in the reality, is when we go to the machine, and at the end we opt not for those options that we at least show that know that we should opt more frequently. So why? And of course, after that experience, the food company stopped to introduce these fruits, because they are wasting food, wasting money. And in this case, we do not paying more. The price was the same for the sandwich. They didn't increase the price of the sandwich, or they are not selling separately the fruit. They are simply joining the fruit, this new item, the fruit, to the sandwich, and people will pay the same price of the sandwich and get the fruit for free. And the people didn't even get the fruit from the machine. They could pick the fruit and take it to the trash or give to another individual, but no, the fruit was left inside the machine.
And and they didn't. None of them chose burger in the wish list.
Yes, but yes, and there are also, as you say that, there are also vending machines selling that kind of foods also, ready to eat food, ready to eat meals, and some ones, of course, not so interesting from the point of view of nutrition. We have also some kind of burgers, pizzas, and that are sold cool, and then you have a microwave near the machine to regenerate that food, and people can eat. Yes, more in Spain, when the study was carried out, that kind of machines are more in Spain. In Portugal, the most seen machines at this time were hot drink machines and machines selling soda drinks, water, and not so much different kinds of machines. In Spain, we have greater diversity and variety of machines, and the products sold in the machines. Now, at this time, we have already seen more different machines and more machines available in Portugal. But when this study was carried out, 2015, I believe, that not so kind of machines in the food industry was not so developed in Portugal in comparison with Spain.
So one practical question: how did you get these questionnaires administered? Was it on an online form, or was it?
No, this wasn't online form. This was a personal interview to the people.
So it was like convenience based in the campus. Whoever was available, they were
Yes.
requested to.
Yes.
So if you do such kind of studies here, it's almost like sometimes the the researcher is begging for the
And
participants to.
yes, and then also another important thing is that this, if you saw, the body mass index was normal. We found normal in both places, but this was self-reported values. We didn't assess the weight with the scale, or we didn't go to take the measures of the weight of the people. And when you ask the weight and the weight of the people are always taller than they are in reality, and are always thin that they are in reality. So this is also a limitation. But of course, to get this sample size, it was such easier to ask people what is your weight and weight than going to a place to take these measures. But it is an important limitation. For sure, not all of these people, these values are for real. So, and of course, we have a very huge amount of and quantity of obese and overweight people in our society, in our population. And this is not reflected. This is not so reflected in the results you obtain here.
So if I may ask, what was the response rate out of in
Regarding what? Well,
of the participants total response rate? If the questionnaire was circulated to 100 people, how many actually responded?
no, in total was 600 people.
So, but how many was it given to?
How many?
How many responded actually? 614
No,
responded.
this was already the respondent. This was the completed respondent questionnaire. Yes.
So was it 100%?
Yes.
Oh. So one last question, that study that you mentioned, Bell et al. In 2013, where you mentioned that in the hospital the percentage significantly improved from 29
No, this
to
is other studies. This is not my study. This is the conclusions of other studies. Yes, just to see that they are in line or not with the study that presented here. These are the conclusions of this systematic review, and all of these studies are included in these systematic reviews just to see if they are in line or not with the study that I presented.
Right, right. Sir. Thank you. Sir.
Okay.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Sir, my question is not from you. It is actually from everyone present here. That, as we all know, here in our campus, we have very limited food choices.
Yes.
As we don't have Swiggy, Zomato, Blinkit available here. So, if vending machine is installed in our campus, then you guys, what food items you want to be added in that? You want from your preference side, if you were asked.
Yes, that's a nice question. I can imagine some of the food items, but let's see what you say. Yes, yes.
And that food item should be healthy and nutritious, because snacks we can get easily, but healthy food item choices are not available here in the campus. So you have to keep in mind that choices should be healthy and nutritious too.
And people should buy, because if it is healthy nutrition, but at the end of the day, people will not pick up from the vending machine.
We can include corn salad, or millet chips, or fruit juices without added sugar.
Interesting. Yes. Or some cookies similar to those ones we saw yesterday on the visit. Why not?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
As a researcher, I only required tea.
Tea. Yes, that was one of the things that I was imagining that, and I can imagine that would work a lot. Yes, tea.
Healthy gummies.
Sorry.
Gummies. Healthy gummies.
What is that? Okay. And of course, some different salads. You talk about corn salad, was that correct? But of course, we can think on a diversity of vegetables to include in a refrigerated machine with perishable foods, and of course, very different kinds of vegetables of salads that you have here. Of course, this could be included in the machine, and you could make your meal by getting from the machine this meal. Yes, for sure. Why not? Milk, I think all of you enjoy, and we could also have some milk or some dairy products in the machine, because it is not a problem to have perishable foods in the machines, since the machine will sell. Since, of course, the problem is to introduce these more perishable foods in the machines, and then nobody go there and buy the products, because if you have a lot of students here and a lot of students that have the habits of consuming these dairies, these vegetable salads, why not to have some machines with inclusion of these food products? Because if they will be sold, that's not a problem. Anyone else want to share their opinion about what would like to see available in a possible vending machine? And of course, this could be a work done by I don't know, the university administration department, to see the vending companies you have here in the neighbors. I don't know that for sure, but which vending companies would be available to introduce here in some kind of agreement. It was not a need, I believe, for the university to buy the machines. This could be a kind of contract, a kind of agreement, collaboration with the food vending company industry that you have here or nearby, and see the possibility of trying to implement, of course, in an initial stage, a few machines, and see how, how will it work. And of course, if it will work, it will be of interest of all to have more choices and more types of machines available. Why not? This I think this could be also interesting for every party that would be uh, joining. Why not? Why not?
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
I want to make pizza, but
I just understand pizza.
I want to make pizza, adding it.
Okay.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Last 10 days you are here. What food you want to prefer in future from this?
From the food you have here, which food I like to have in the machines? No, no, forget the machines.
Daily you eat 3 times meals, no? So then what types of you food want to prefer and you like that?
Oh, I like very diversity foods. I like the chapati you have. I like what you take on the breakfast. The name similar to rice, poha. I think poha. Yes, that is very interesting. The buttermilk, even with the meals, and it is not very common for us to drink milk or some kind of that with the main meals. But I enjoyed it very much, and. The rice is very good. All types of rice I have tasted here the rice was very good. And the most of them also, when you also mixed in the sweet the dry fruits, you have very quality dry fruits, and the vegetables, the quality of your vegetables, since they have no spices, are very good, are very good for me. Yes, but if I'm not forgetting, I think that are the most relevant food types that I would like to to keep consuming. Yes.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Sir, I want to ask you, as a researcher, what you want to implement in the vending machine with minimal microbial contamination, and as we see so many drawbacks of vending machine.
Yes, of course, that is a concern. The contamination, the food safety. Let's go back to our first session about this, and it is a concern. And of course, all of this food you are saying you wish to see in the machine have special concerns. Of course, when are compared from the point of view and safe and microbial safety when we are talking about salty products, packaged products that they don't pose these kind of concerns, but that will always depend on the frequency of use of the vending machines and how they will be maintained from the point of view of cleanliness and the good hygiene practices that will be adopted to that machines and of course the transportation where, for example, where these foods that we want to introduce in the machines, these perishable foods, where they will come from. So they will prepare near the machines or they will prepare far 30, 40 kilometers, but in which conditions they will be transported to the machines in a refrigerated vehicle, in a refrigerated container. All these aspects, of course, should be adequate and should be secure. Otherwise, we can't compromise the food safety. And of course, this is one aspect that, of course, if you really want to implement this in the campus, to see the conditions of the food company or the food company industry that have to dispense these foods to you. Of course, this poses higher and greater risks, this kind of products perishable than the other food machines when you are selling just water or soda drinks or a snack of fried potatoes. From the point of view of safety, are quite different. Yes, yes. And that is an important aspect we have to take into consideration.
So, can you suggest any food items in terms of nutrition which we have to implement in the vending machines?
That will depend on what you are looking for, of your habits, of your preferences. What is fine for me can't be for you. So that is not so direct and so simple. For example, you can find vegetable products, perishable products, very suitable to the machine, and I not. That is also related with your preferences, with your desire. But one thing you should be honest, because if you say we want this, but then when we offer that product, we will not go to buy it. It's like this example of the fruits that people are demanding and saying we want more healthier option, we want healthier options, we want fruits, and then we give you the fruit, and even for free, not paying more, joining with the sandwich, and people leave the fruit in the machine and only pick up the sandwich, and that was for free. So it's something like that.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for your question.
Now let's continue with our previous activity.
Yes, we need to know for everybody what was the item you'd like to see available.
Sir, I want to see the in vending machine. I want to be added is sprout salad. That is healthy option to be included for breakfast also,
Yes.
and fruit cups may be installed in that so that we can get fresh fruits whenever
Fresh
we
fruits.
need it.
And also dry fruits you have here a lot and are
Dry
not so perishable, I think, not so perishable than the fresh fruits. That could be also an interesting option.
like we have to go outside of the campus to get the fruits, so if fruits are installed, variety of fruits are installed here in the campus, then it would be a nutritious step. And
Yes, that would be
that's
interesting.
it from my side.
Any different opinion?
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
I would like to add yogurt, chia seeds, fruit smoothies.
Interesting. Yes.
Sir, I would like to add sandwiches, oatmeal cups.
Sandwiches.
So I would like to add the ready to mix meals like
dal chawal, chole chawal, rajma chawal.
Okay.
So we can like consume it, and it will also like
All of these ideas can be used for, who knows, the implementation of some vending machines here in the campus. Why not?
yes, sir.
Of course, it would be interest for the food vending company that would like to be here to see the opinions of the users, of the potential users of those machines. That is very important when implementing a new, in this case, a new business. It is to know the opinion of the potential users. Yes, of course.
Uh, Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
As my colleagues already mentioned a lot of healthier food items, it will be difficult now to explore more. Yeah,
Yes.
smoothie, sprouts, fruit juice without sugar, yogurt, and
It cannot be only healthy options. This is items that you consume, and for sure, not everyone are always eating healthy options. So you
yeah,
can
like in
you can suggest some products of your preference that are not so healthy than the other ones suggested by your colleagues. You can suggest some kind of sweet. Why not? Or you don't eat sweets?
no,
Never.
sir, I eat sweets.
Of course you eat.
Like in Punjab, there is a plant implanted. Like its name is Verka. There is a ready-to-made kheer, Verka kheer,
Mm.
that is made up of milk and rice and dry fruits and the sugar, and it is the ready to use. You can consume anytime. And like some of the things like in convenience store of South Korea, they make a ready to use, ready to eat um, noodles.
Noodles.
Yeah,
Why not?
Korean noodles.
The items that include the machine, of course, should be balanced. It is not, as we see here, unhealthy options, but of course, it is not mandatory to include only these healthy options. We can find a balance of them because in our daily lives, of course, we also are not eating only in the healthier options. And of course, the most important thing is we know in which frequency we should eat more of this and not so much of the other. So why not to include some of those items too? Why not?
Yes, sir. Like sometimes noodles or the unhealthy food are for making our make us feel like peaceful. Unhealthy food sometimes make you feel peaceful while eating. Yeah, we can have that.
Yes, in sometimes. Why not?
Thank
Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Good morning.
Good morning, sir. So, like, I whenever I don't have breakfast, I do have a packet of upma with me. Like, it's an instant upma. You can just pour that powder in a hot water just for 2 to 3 minutes. Like, we can say it's a Maggie only in a label. It's 2 to 3 minutes, but it takes time to prepare. But this upma, like instantly, you don't have to boil, keep the stuff boiling. You can directly add this powder to a boiling water and just close your lid for 2 to 3 minutes and have it. So like I do have that and I do that. So if it is available here in a vending machine, like from one side, if I get an hot water in a bowl, and from one side it's an upma powder mixed, like it has some veggies, mustard, rice, everything, like what we say,
It
that
will, it,
suji.
it will make you earn some time, of course, and not waste the time in preparing. So why not?
So like just take the water.
Only take the
So from
water,
powder,
not directly.
just for to like noodles, as we have that cup noodles type, we just pour the hot water in that and we have. So like that same. So I would do that.
All of that ideas, I think, are great.
Because I personally do that and I don't think that it's a time consuming thing. It's just an 2 minutes thing. You just have to boil the water and put the powder in the bowl. That's it.
Yes, why not?
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
So I would like to add on healthy drinks. For example, ABC juice that is made for apple, beetroot, and carrot juice. So I think it's a healthy option we can have. So I think I can add that.
Right.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
So, as my friends already told about healthy foods, I would like to tell something about unhealthy fast foods, which is
Yes.
also like which we will also have cravings towards that food also. So, I would like to add burgers, pizzas, and something like that because sweets also because sometimes like because of our stressed schedules we'll be
Yes,
like
and they are included in our we eat them. So why not? The question here is the frequency of eating these foods not too much as the others, but why not to have a machine dispensing this kind of foods also? Why not?
like because of our tight schedules and all we'll be sometimes have that cravings towards like first fast foods as we know we should consume healthy foods but sometimes we'll be having cravings towards the fast foods so if we are having if we are getting that option like if we are getting that fast foods very fastly it will be so good like to ease our cravings and all yeah and when we go to restaurants it's time consuming also so
Yes, it's very different. If you have here close to the campus, close the place where you are all the day in the classes, if you have these options available, you are not spending time to go to other place. So you have those options to choose. Here is the most important thing is how to make the options, and you must have all the options. One healthier, another not so healthy, another maybe unhealthy, and you choose at this moment. I want more this, not so this. But the good thing is to have a huge diversity of items where you can pick them. Because when you go to the supermarket, it's the same. You go to the supermarket, you not only have the healthier options. So you have chocolates, you have sweets, you have high fat, high sugar products. So the vending machine should be the same. The advantage is to easier the access and the convenience of the use of these products and 24 hours a day. It's the same when you go to the supermarket. It is not mandatory to have only the healthier choices in the world in the vending machines because people that doesn't reflect the consumption of people. Of course, you want to improve the consumption of the people from the point of view of health. But that will not work only to give only the healthy products. If people don't want that, they will go to other place to pick up the unhealthy items, and they will not buy items from the vending machine. So I think it is easy to understand.
thank you sir
Thank you.
So I like fruits, dry fruits, cashews, almonds,
Yes, dry fruits.
dates.
Yes, I think that is a very good option for you, and even I think that dry fruits are not so expensive as, for example, in where I where I live, and that is a good, not so perishable like fresh fruits. And I think that could be an interesting. You have a lot of variety in the diverse dry fruits. It could be very interesting to see those items in the vending machine. Why not? Why not? Yes.
And dark chocolate.
I'd like to add roasted and salted chickpeas and makhanas, foxnut,
Yes.
and we can also have an option of iced green tea for
Yes.
any
Yes.
like natural tea, and that's it.
Yes.
So maybe coconut water
Yes.
and healthy sandwiches, peanut butter and all.
Interesting. Yes. Everyone, or is missing?
So I think it's high time we need to talk with VC sir in the evening about the vending machine. Are you guys ready? Okay. Thank you so much, sir, for this insightful presentation. Your study truly highlighted how vending machines reflect modern food environments and how small changes in what they offer can make a big difference in students' health and eating habits. The comparison between Portugal and Spain gave us an interesting perspective on how culture and availability shape food choices. It reminds us that while convenience is important, accessibility to healthy options is equally vital, especially in educational institutions where habits for life are formed. With that thought, we conclude this very informative session. Now let's take a tea break before we join for the next lecture. Thank you.